So this is my Affinity Krark Clan Ironworks or KCI. So Affinity KCI deck. 60 cards, modern deck. Apparently it's $60.64. Not bad for a 60 card deck, right? So essentially it's almost like $1 a card. So let's start off with creatures. 4 Frog Mites, 4 Mere Enforcers. They're the ones with the affinity for artifact stability. They cost 1 less for each artifact you control. This is a pretty heavy artifact deck, obviously. Mere Retriever. When it's put into the graveyard, return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. So you can obviously loop 2 of them. If one is in the graveyard, one's on the field, one goes from the field to the graveyard, you grab the other one. You can infinite loop, so you have an infinite blocker, infinite attacker, as long as you can afford 2 mana every turn, right? So that's one way of viewing the Mere Retriever. Defensively, you pay to summon it, it dies, that's alright, you grab another copy of itself from the graveyard to your hand, so you can always have a body on board. Ornithopter is a 0/2 flyer that costs 0 to cast. You could play, if you choose to, now I forgot to say, Metamite? Something might. It's the 0 cost 1/1 artifact creature. Since that's 1 power, you could play that and have a turn 1 turn 2 1/1 play. It's up to you, but I prefer Ornithopter mainly because that's flying, so I use it as a blocker, to block flyers. So Mere Retriever is the 1/1 that I use the most. 1 because of its ability, as well as it can recycle itself. So, but Ornithopter is for when I have to deal with flyers. Then Scrap Trawler is part of the combo where you combine with Mere Retriever and Krark Clan or KCI, Ironworks, and you loop them together to create a loop, whether it's infinite mana, infinite whatever. In this case, it would be infinite mana, and you convert the infinite mana to infinite red mana, right, or into a lot of red mana. You only really need 10 red mana in order to use Pirate Spellbomb over and over again, because you'll play it, sacrifice it, add it back to your hand with a loop, play it again, play red, sacrifice it, and so forth and so forth. Ornithopter is part of the loop because Ornithopter will be the free cast that you can sacrifice to Ironworks to get 2 free mana, and 2 colorless mana, and then you use use the Scrap Trawler and Mere Retriever. You only actually need 1 copy of each to pull it off. So moving on, so those are the creatures. There's 20 of them. We have 20 artifacts. Chromatic Sphere, this is how you'll convert. This is part of your draw engine. You'll pay 1, sacrifice it to add 1 color of any color you want to your mana pool. Typically it'll be red for the Pirate Spellbomb, but you can also create black. For the Necrogen. For the Aether Spellbomb. So like I said, you create the mana and you draw a card, so you get two things out of it. So whatever the mana you put into it, you'll get it back in any color of your choosing. So you always have a mana to use for something else, especially if you draw into another, like one of the spell bombs, so you can play the spell bomb, and then later when you have the energy to sacrifice it to draw or to use its special abilities, you can do so. KCI, of course, sacrifice an artifact, add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. So this is part of the main combo in the deck. main pieces to the combo, so you definitely want to be able to search it and get it to your hand as soon as possible. Pirate Spell Bomb is part of your burn based win condition, as well as you can use its pay 1 sacrifice spell bomb to draw a card, so you can draw it into your combo pieces. Get the spell bomb, same thing, you can use it to draw into your combo pieces. Also has the ability to return target creatures on his hand, so this will give you the ability to get some, have some field control by slowing down your opponent's ability to build a board. Because you're taking advantage of summoning sickness, so whenever they play something, summoning sickness, so they can't attack you with it. So if you keep doing it, if you keep playing Aether Spell Bombs to bounce their creatures back to the hand, you get, you get the fact that they can't attack you next turn, because they have to recast that card and has summoning sickness, so they can't attack you with it. But then, the fact that it's not on the field gives you the ability to attack your opponent. Plus, by putting monsters back into your opponent's hand causes them to have to recast it over and over again, right? So that gives you some control. If you do Aether Spellbound to pitch bounce a creature back to their hand, and then go Necrogen Spellbomb to make them discard a card from the hand, they might discard that creature you bounce to the hand, since they're just not interested in summoning it anymore. Then, it essentially is a kill spell, right? 1 instance, 4 copies of Into the Royal. 1 blue, 1 of anything, instant. This will let you return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. You can use this against planeswalkers. You can use this against creatures in general, artifacts, anything that's a permanent you can bounce to the hand, except a land, And then when you kick it for an extra blue and extra 1 of anything, you can draw a card. So this comes in handy, to help you draw, because again, you gotta get to your combos. So, and the ability to play a card and then replace it with another card is always good. So that should help you deal with a lot of problems you're gonna face. A lot of, if you can obviously use this to get rid of stuff like Leyline, or anything similar to that would be problematic, that would hurt your graveyard, because this is slightly a graveyard based deck. Most of the stuff in your graveyard you will try to loop it back after you send them to a grave. Now onto the lands. 2 Buried Ruins. It lets you create 1 colorless mana. This is artifact based deck, so that's always good. Then you pay 2, sacrifice this Buried Ruins to return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. This will help you get rid of, get back anything that any of your combo pieces that you need, or just anything in general that you might want to reuse. You might want to get back your Mirror Enforcers. Obviously, you want to get back your Mirror Retriever, a Scrap Brawler, KCI, in case you need it. You want to get your combo pieces and get them onto the field. Ironically, you can use Buried Ruin to get back Dark Citadel, since it is an artifact land. It's an artifact land, it's indestructible, which is really good, so you don't have to worry about it leaving the field anytime soon, right? 1 colorless mana, and it's an artifact land, right? That's the important part. Since it's artifact, it helps you with your affinity to summon Frogmites and your Mirror Enforcers. So it helps with that. Also, you can sacrifice Darksteel Citadel to KCI, so that way you can get 2 colorless mana. Especially if you use 1 Darksteel Citadel, right, with 3 other lands, you tap all 4 to play a Krark Ironworks. Then you can sacrifice Darksteel to create 2 colorless mana, so you can play a Mirror Retriever from your hand onto the field. And that way, in 1 turn, you can play 2 cards. You can play Mirror Retriever, and you can play your KCI in one turn, and then go from there. So that's one way to do 6 mana in 1 turn. And since Darksteel Citadel is an artifact land, you can always get it back with Mirror Retriever. So sacrificing it for Krark's KCI, it's not a problem. Inventor's Fair, 2 of them. Legendary land, so you can only have 1 at a time. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more artifacts, you're getting life, so this helps you. Since this is a combo based deck, you want to live as long as possible to get this, to get the combo off. And life gaining is always good. You can tap to create colorless mana, so that's always useful. And then you can pay 4, tap, sacrifice this Inventor's Fair to search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. But in order to activate this ability, you have to control 3 or more artifacts, so that's important. But obviously you'll trigger that ability in order to get your Krark's Ironworks if you don't already have it, among other things. There's other options. You can use it to get a Mirror Enforcer or Frogmite or whatever you feel you need at at any given time. Then we got 4 islands and 4 swamps. Swamps obviously will help you pay for Necrogen, because you want to be able to use Necrogen. The islands will help you pay for Aether Spellbomb, but also help you pay for the Into the Royal. So you can do what you gotta do, have some control, and that's the end of the deck profile.